Brigands and goblins lay siege to the great smeals of Tuckborough. Provisions are running low, and time is running short.
Welcome everyone, this is Planet Needles, and today we are starting a new series, Skirmishing 102, where we are going to look at the state of skirmishing here at around the time of Update 34. It is currently just before Update 34, so today's episode is about how things currently are prior to the update. And then we'll see what, if anything, has changed after the update. Now, we are expecting a few things that are going to be changing, but not too many substantially. Of course, the big thing that is changing is that they're adding a new skirmish, and it'll be the first new skirmish added since Storm on Mithadris, which was added over 8 years ago. And the reason it has to be over 8 years ago is because I reached Skirmisher of Middle-earth on a character I created after that particular title was created. I reached Skirmisher of Middle-earth just a little over 8 years ago. That was a very bad attack there. Really shouldn't waste a lightning storm on a single mob, but still not perfect on the Lore Master. Now, most of the stuff that I've been doing on my skirmish videos have been with the Warden, so I decided I would do this series with a Lore Master instead. Can I get this? No, don't attack the Shepherd of Filth at the moment. Let's take care of everybody else first. I'd like to save the Shepherd for last, simply because the Shepherd tends to create all those nasty crawlies around, and I want to make sure I'm not distracted by all these other foes when I handle that. Yeah, and let's take care of that. Actually, let's reapply that. Keep the Shepherd sleeping. Get rid of her. Now, go after the Shepherd. Yeah. Aha. And of course, stun the Shepherd. Right. And I didn't want to be distracted while doing that. So one of the tricks here is I'm trying to learn how to do a skirmish with a Lore Master as opposed to a Warden. So learning the tricks on how to do the various lieutenants and all. Because on some of them, it's a matter of stunning, and others, it's a matter of killing the crawlers when they come out. I think I have a lot more difficulty in killing those crawlers after they come out on a Lore Master, while it's pretty easy to do that on a Warden. So on the Lore Master, I prefer to just try to stun them beforehand. Now, let's see. The problem with Tuckborough is that it's at night, so you have this dark screen on here, which makes it a little bit difficult to see sometimes. And going on here. Now, one of the things I've noticed on the state of skirmishing is that the soldiers are not all that great compared to your prowess. Right now, I've got an herbalist. I have been using an archer. Earlier on this particular character, I decided to switch to an herbalist because the archer isn't really doing all that much damage. Actually, the herbalist isn't healing all that much either, I must say. But the herbalist has the side effect of acting as a tank sometimes, where the... I know, I got a bear there, so maybe I better switch out the bear if I've got the herbalist capable of tanking, because if I got the bear out there, do I really need a tanky... I mean, if I've got the herbalist out there, maybe I don't need a tanky one. So I gotta decide exactly what I want in there. But I feel that the ones who are there mainly for damage aren't doing all that much damage when they're out and about. Actually, this is a good time to use Lightning Storm. Maybe a little bit earlier would have been a better time, but yes. When I've got more than one mob to kill at a time with the lightning storm. The lightning storm's a really, really nice, powerful ability. Sort of a nice skill to have out there during counterattack. I like to use lightning strike during counterattacks. I just have to, I mean lightning storm. Lightning strike can be used at any time. So lightning storm is really nice in counterattacks, especially in Tuckborough where you've got all these mobs coming at you at the same time. And lightning storm does 9 targets. I think I'm traded to do extra ones. Now the herbalist or soldiers in general, they scale in their morale with the enemies. And at lower levels that wasn't too bad. But now at the upper levels, yeah, we're scaling morale with the enemies in there, but our pet, the lore master pet and the character themselves, their equipment is putting them way out of that range. So the soldiers are way underperforming as a result of that. It looks like I've got a long trip out to the West Farms here. Now, the West Farms one is the encounter that I'm most likely to skip. I won't be doing that today since I think it'd be nice to open up the series by doing both encounters. And also, oh boy, I'm at extremes at where my encounters are. One is way out here at the farms, and the other one is way out at the willow on the other side. Oh, yeah, this way. And there we are. We have a warg way down here. So yes, the soldiers, they're pretty much behind. It's like having a 140 character running with level 100 equipment. And that's because that's the last time that they added any training for skirmish soldiers. It's also the last time they added any action. Oops, that's the other thing I should remember with the lore master is remember to put up my anti-stun skill, because that's pretty useful in fighting against these things. As I said, still trying to learn, and of course remembering when you swap in and out of characters. Recently I've been playing the hunter more than the lore master, so I'm forgetting what I do. I'm trying to avoid the temptation of accidentally hitting water lore. Actually, right now I could use a little bit of healing there. Instead of, well, trying to focus. No, you don't focus a lore master. You focus a hunter. Oh yes, it's remembering all those little things when you go around switching back and forth between characters. Alright, up here. Now, I'll take the shortcut, which would be going over the hill, up. Where did I get 32,000? And yeah, that's what I did. The herbalist do that? No, I think that came from water lore. I think the herbalist might be able to peak at about 5,000 or something like that on a good attempt. So yes, gives me a little bit of extra morale to work with, but not spectacular. I think it could be maybe more useful than, oops-a-daisy, can be a little bit more useful than an archer that does maybe 100 points of damage back in these days where, yeah, we have a lot more damage being done between me and my pet here. And there you go. Let's take care of these. Now before I actually now let's do the counterattack first. And maybe I could do this right. There you go. If we get some practice in before. Ooh, How'd that come out? Oh, they all died. That's why I like Lightning Storm. Just wipes out the entire counterattack in one hit, including the lieutenant. So that was a Venomous Blood Arrow. And Venomous Blood Arrows, even though they are ostensibly signatures, their morale is closer to that of a normal. But yeah, Lightning Storm. Of course, it has a cooldown of something like a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes, which is a big disadvantage. But I usually don't have. I was going to say counterattacks less than that time. Of course, if you have a double counterattack, such as we're going to get in our next area there, I'll just have to remember to save it before we have the lieutenant. Because that's usually when the counterattacks could be more of a problem. But we'll have to see. Now, right, let's see how old Root is doing. Shouldn't be too much trouble. Actually, where is... Oh yeah, there's Poppy right over there. I just wanted to make sure that my herbalist was where she was supposed to be. There you go. And that went pretty smoothly. I think so. So now, my always tricky thing is getting back up afterwards because it's nighttime. I know I make a wrong turn. That's what usually winds up happening in there, yeah, because there's the bridge right up there. Yeah, you're right. It's the darkness that gets me. Alright, here we go. I have a bad habit. Oh yeah, I came in from the completely wrong direction. There we go. Now, Defender of the Vial. Take care of him first. That way they'll no longer get there. Oopsie daisy. I feel... Yeah, you'd think that bear will... Okay, perhaps I caught their attention a little bit too much. But it seems to be working. Alright, then. Of course, if I try at T2, I'm sure things could get a little dodgier. We have to try that at some point. There you go. Now we've got this cleared out. Now let's see if I can do this right. Plop down a little bit of tar. Here they come. And actually, we could try a sticky gourd there. So we have... Oh yeah, it's actually... Look at the... I call it the earthquake skill. It's called... Actually, it's called cracked earth. Close enough, earthquake skill. And sometimes I get impatient, just smack him in the head. I probably do that a little bit more than most people playing a lore master, probably because I'm so used to playing melee characters. Now, I guess if I were a little bit more patient, I might have been able to get a few more of them on that. It looks like those goblins were taking their sweet time in getting here, which sometimes happens in counterattacks. Here we go. Oh, and one more. Let's just... lightning. Actually, I should remember to use that fire a little more. I do have Ascendant Fire as my craft item for my lore master, so with Ascendant Fire being so important, and I mean I have a full set, all 4 of them. So my fire skills should be doing a pretty decent amount of damage. Oops. Oh! Oh! Alright, that was bad! That was awful! Oh boy! I said that. Oops, wrong target. And of course, the lightning. Now this is a good time to use lightning storm. Alright. And there you go. Cracked earth on you guys. And yeah, they're going to chase me for a little while, but they might get rooted eventually. Alright, that was not exemplary by any stretch of the imagination. Oh, who else is out? Oh, we got this archer. I was wondering, who is pinging me? Let's heal up. Now, what did I do? Did I just pull the entire area? No, I think there's at least a lieutenant left, because I only saw one lieutenant in all that mess. A keg master. Okay, he went down pretty quickly once they got his attention. I have the bear currently set up to go after whoever I go after. And that's nice, normally. But when I go around changing targets, it means that my bear changes targets automatically. But I know that I will forget to tell him to do it automatically and to do it manually. I would forget to do it manually if I left it to do that way, so I don't tend to leave that up to chance. I have to decide which is better. Now for the final... Actually, this is the final one where we're going to have several mobs, so we might as well just let the entire party have it. Yeah. Lightning storm. Wonderful skill. Yeah, goodbye. Hi, Paladin. And that concludes our little attempt at this. Now, what do you get on rewards currently? Currently, what we got inside of here is Master Elite Guardsman. In other words, money, bounties, probably the most important thing that you're going to get out of it these days is progression on the rewards track. Well, I actually did get a coffer up there. They're going to be resetting the rewards in about, actually, that time they give right here, 10 days, 20 hours. So the reward track is about to be done, so therefore I am at the top of it. I've been playing on the server quite a bit lately, and you have the chance to either get something really nice or get it 50 ancient script. But I guess that's better than nothing. What do you say about that, Paladin? We Dukes will remember your patronage and for many generations to come. Yes, I'm sure you will. Now, it's interesting that I consider this to be the first skirmish because this is the one of two skirmishes that you unlock immediately upon doing the tutorial. And on top of that, this is the offensive skirmish. So as a result of this, I always place offensive skirmishes in front of defensive skirmishes. It's also one that you can do at the lowest level of skirmishing, because of course the automatic ones are going to be at the lowest level of that. So because of all three of those things, I think of Trouble in Tuckborough as the first skirmish. Even though, if you follow a timeline with all the skirmishes, this is actually the only one I can think of that is set after the destruction of the ring. I know they released it, of course, well before that, because they released it with Mirkwood and all that stuff, but this is actually set in the autumn, so about 6 months after the destruction of the ring, just coming upon the autumn. I'd say about a few weeks before the Battle of Bywater. So Frodo and Sam and all that stuff haven't returned yet, and all this stuff. So this is the state of what was happening in Tookland before. Actually, I don't know how far in advance, but I mean, it could have been this. It could have been the night. Well, not the night before, because Pippin comes here during the night and all that stuff. So it has to be at least 2 nights before that. It could be. But I think Maggot said that they took, not Maggot. No. Farmer Cotton. Farmer Cotton notes that the Tooks are holding this place and keeping everybody out, and I think this is some homage to that particular item. Goodbye. That concludes our first episode of Skirmishes 102, where next time we are going to have a little look at how things are with a defensive skirmish, namely the Siege of Gondomar, as we get closer to the release of Update 34 and the release of the new skirmish. But until then, this is Pine Leaf Needles reminding you to skirmish responsibly.